There will be many consequences. First of all, 1 million people, at least 1 million Syrians who are refugees in Turkey, of which they have 4 million in Turkey, they'll be forcefully moved from Turkey to northern eastern Syria. So you suddenly have 1 million people, 1 million refugees, again being refugees in Syria, in an area, a vast area of nothing. You have a new immense refugee colony, and you also have the largest conquering of land Turkey has had in 100 years. They're enlarging their territory, pushing the refugees into Syria. Syria is still, whether one likes Syria or not, an independent nation with borders which Turkey is not respecting. Turkey is invading at their own desires and plans of grandeur, and eventually the Syrians will have a confrontation with the Turks, because the Turks want to stay in northern Syria in order to prevent attacks, aggressions by the Kurds. So you have a problem with Syria, which means you also have a problem with the Russians, who are allies of Syria, and you have one nation missing, which is the United States of America. The whole trouble started by Mr. Trump deciding to withdraw the 2,000 American soldiers out of that area. Yes, betrayal is even a very nice way of putting it. It's a disaster. It's a disaster for allies of the United States, which are counting on the promises of the United States. These Syrian Kurds, or Kurdish Syrian revolutionary forces, were fighting for years with the United States against ISIS. The defeat of ISIS, the almost defeated ISIS, which are still existing. There are about 12,000 ISIS fighters in the region, as an estimate. These Kurdish people have counted on the United States' promises. We will support you. You are our allies. And now they're leaving without overnight, because Trump spoke one evening with Erdogan, and the next morning he ordered the troops to be removed, and all the trouble started. I certainly believe they will, because there's one very basic and very important situation which the United States has disregarded totally. There are, in the area where the Turks are trying to move now, in the area of across the border, camps of ISIS fighters, for ISIS fighters, guarded by the Kurds so far, assisted by the United States. There are 11,000 of ISIS fighters in one camp for men only. The majority of these people are Syrians and Iraqis, but many are Europeans and Americans. The Americans have removed 40 or 50 of the most dangerous, most responsible, most senior leaders of ISIS to camps or prisons in Iraq. Among them, British citizens who have been the executioners of journalists, of diplomats, of others. So they were very brutal people. They have removed. But it means there are another 10,000 of dangerous ISIS people in these camps. If they are not guarded, by whom are they guarded? They may escape. And then we have a problem, a new problem, with ISIS fighters in the region active. Secondly, you have camps, there are 70,000 women and children, ISIS-related families, who are also, many of them, still radical and willing to go back to fight. Who is guarding them now? Nobody knows and nobody cares. So we are facing, in this region today, a terrible chaos which nobody knows where it will end. It will not end happily, because There are too many people interested in too many different geopolitical interests. There is the Russians, there is Iran, there is Hezbollah. There are all these movements active in the area now, and the destabilization of that region has only begun.